Yeah, welcome everybody. I have no idea what portfolio event this is in terms of numbers. It could be 27, it could be 32. I'm not sure. We haven't been keeping track, but it's been a bunch of them. And this is a whole different procedure for us, though. So stay with us and be patient.
Yeah, so this is my fourth or third actually, because we didn't really have an event last year.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so it's a third one, but of course it's first virtual one for me. We guys are not YouTubers, so bear with us if things go wrong. I think we can maybe laugh at it later on or something. But
I anticipate no problems whatsoever, Gotham.
yeah.
With you at the helm, everything's going to be great.
Okay. Yeah, if anything goes wrong, you can blame it on me. That's fine.
Of course, I will.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we have a good number now. So again, welcome everybody who has joined us today. My name is Gautam Wadhwa. I'm the chair of the graphic design department. I've been here, as I said, 4 years. This is my third event, and it's been a pleasure serving as the chair. We have amazing faculty and really talented students. So it's, last year has been tough on everybody because of the pandemic, but I think we've made the most of that. And in terms of the quality of work that I saw last year, it was at par with what we have seen before. So even though our classes are online, we still got like a good bunch of students and great work coming out of them. So, Brian?
Absolutely. I'm very impressed with the work that I've seen this year. And I'm looking forward, though, to go through. We've got a number of categories, as you can see on the screen: identity design, editorial, web and interactive, illustration, 3D and packaging, design systems, and then to cap it all off, portfolios. And that's really, the origin of this entire event is looking at the portfolios of the people who have completed the program and they're moving on. Having been close to a lot of them and seeing them develop, I'm very impressed with the work this year. Back to you, Gautam.
Yeah, so the artwork that you would see for this event is created by Jennifer Reef. Congratulations,
Oh, nice.
Jennifer. And we every year we kind of like run sort of like a contest in either graphic design 4 or advertising. So everybody in that class comes up with an idea for what the theme for the year would be. So of course this year, as you saw, the theme is from the cloud, as we are doing this virtually. And Jennifer presented this amazing concept, which was chosen to be used today. So all the works that you would see in terms of like categories and the banners that you saw before, or even the banners that you've been seeing in your emails are created by Jennifer.
Beautiful. Nice job.
The agenda for today, so we'll just talk briefly about the department, because we have people who are from outside of the department joining us today, also students from high schools who submitted their entries. So just to like tell us like what we're about, then we'll have some announcements, what our students are doing, their success stories, and then the awards.
Mm-hmm.
So what we offer 4 things. So 2 are degrees. So as you can see, associates in graphic design, which if you are a full-time student, it's a 2-year program. And then we also have an associates in interactive media, which is a collaboration between our department and computer science and MPTV. It's for students who want to like kind of like also do coding, also learn some interactive work, learn some video editing and things along with graphic design. So that's kind of like the difference between the two. Additionally, we have 2 certificates. One is the certificate in graphic design, and the other one is a certificate in web design. We have articulation agreements. What that means is that if you go to school here at COD with us for 2 years, you can go to these universities or colleges straight into the junior year. So our three main places that we have articulation agreements with are Columbia College, Chicago, Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, MyEd, and NIU, or Northern Illinois University.
And we have had over the years a lot of students who take advantage of those articulation agreements. 2 years at COD and then going in as a junior. It's pretty attractive and is pretty popular, and it's been quite successful, I think.
Mm-hmm. So again, a little bit more about us. Of course, we pride ourselves in having great faculty. If I may say so, we have 4 full-time, or actually 3 full-time at this point, and then adjunct faculty. We have up-to-date equipment and facilities. And for the fall, we'll be doing online as well as on-campus classes. So the registration is open. Feel free to register if you have questions, or if you want to meet with me for advising, email me and we'll set up a Zoom session for that. So as I was saying, when I said we have 4 full-time, but I said 3 now. So that's like one of the retirements we had in December or fall 2020, John Caligari. And Brian, you worked with him for a long time, so I guess you would be the best person to talk about him.
Yeah, I did. I have worked with John for decades, essentially. And I have to say, he was the driving force in the graphic design program. When we first started working together as advertising, design, and illustration, we didn't like the name. It didn't really say enough about what we do. And we fought to change it to the graphic design program. And John is one of those guys who in a meeting, everybody talks about, hey, we could do this, let's do that, and everybody makes a list of things we can do. But then next week, John did almost all of them. He doesn't just talk the talk. He walked the walk. He was. I'm saying was like, like he's no longer with us. Well, then he is retired now. He retired in end of the last semester, but. Hugely important to our program. The program would not be what it is now if it wasn't for John Caligari.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations once again, John, on your retirement, and thank you for all the work you did for the program. We are basically reaping the benefits of all the hard work that you put in. And you've been a great mentor to me since I've been the chair. I think even like before that, when I was a full-time faculty. So thank you once again, John. Okay. And then we have Dave Rogers retiring over summer. So,
I think I know what happened here, Gautam.
What happened?
This has happened before, probably in the, who was ever putting the in the IT department putting this together, somebody said, which one of these photos is Dave Rogers? And somebody answered and said, it's the good looking guy. And so they naturally put this photo in. It's happened before in the past.
So you're saying,
why don't you just go ahead and, we'll talk about Dave on the next slide.
Okay. So what are you saying is, I mean, again, we are talking a lot about security over email. So somebody hacked in and used your photo.
It could have been that. It certainly could have been that. Yes. But it's an honest mistake.
Well, by the way, I think one thing we forgot to tell everybody, there is a question and answer button at the bottom of your screen. So if you want to add some comments, or if you see something and you want to praise that person when you see their work, send your wishes to Dave Rogers or John Caligari. Go ahead and do that. We'll be taking up that. We'll be looking at that, later on. But feel free to, type anything that you want in Q&A. Okay, so now we actually have Dave Rogers. So go.
There he is. But you can see where the confusion could be, right?
Yeah, you look pretty.
That thick, head of hair, the chiseled jaw. Sometimes people ask, we're talking in the hall, hey, are you guys twins? But
yeah, I mean, it's been 4 years and I still cannot tell the difference between you and Dave. So, I agree. Dave has been, again, a great mentor for me, not only for COD, but even like if I have questions about like other stuff outside of design and things, I always give him a call and he's gracious to give me advice. And thank you, Dave, and congratulations on your retirement. We will definitely miss you.
Yeah, Dave is retiring end of this semester. So like kind of as we speak, I know officially he's a member of the staff until sometime in August, I guess. But yeah. Well, we were very lucky when the graphic arts department was terminated. We were lucky enough to get Dave Rogers over to our program. Students love Dave Rogers. His favorite expressions are, hey, what can I do to help? Versus mine, which is, not now. I don't have time. Or get out of my office. Dave's a really positive person. Students love him. They're been comfortable with him and his advising capacities. So this is it's a period of time now. Dave Rogers, John Caligari, and I hate to break it to you right now, Gautam, but I'm retiring too. End of fall semester, I'm going to be going. So that's the three of us have been working, for decades at COD. If you strung all the years together, we'd probably go back as far as the Alamo or something. World War I, maybe, and that's actually not funny because that's probably getting pretty close. A lot of years between or among the three of us. Okay, congratulations, Dave.
Yeah, and then congratulations to you too, Brian. I know you will be here for fall. You're retiring in December. And I still remember our first meeting that we had. So when I was hired and you were the chair and you called me up when we set up a meeting and I entered your office and the first thing I saw was, I think your students made a poster of you with like as Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Breaking Blevins. Yeah.
Breaking Blevins. Yeah. So
yeah.
Since then, I think we bonded on that because we're both great fans of Breaking Bad, and we have followed through like all the Better Call Saul and all that stuff. So that's like one thing. And of course, you've guided me like throughout as the chair when I was the full-time faculty, and even now, like when I'm the chair, so I always ask you for advice. So thank you. And the last season of Better Call Saul is coming up, so we will definitely discuss that.
Oh yeah.
If you're retired, I'm going to still call you and talk about it.
Excellent. Okay, I look forward to it.
Okay. So talking about student success, a lot of students are going to transfer to four-year, as we talked about articulation agreements. We also have students who will be applying for jobs or internships. So that's if they're like employers here, which I'm guessing there would be, please be on the lookout for the work that you like. Contact those students. They are on Behance, or if you want to get in touch with them, like give me a call or send me an email and I'll put you in touch with the student. These are the four that we could feature. Of course, there are like more students. So Sarah Baylog is going to Columbia. She got 100% scholarship.
Wow.
And in one of our classes, she's in my graphic design 4 class, and we were talking about scholarships, and she was actually joking around. She was like, I'm actually getting paid to go to Columbia. It's like she's getting money for computers or supplies or other things. So congratulations, Sarah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. And then
Nice.
Nona, Emma, and Ayla are getting like about 50% of the money. So and coincidentally, all four of them are going to Columbia.
Very good.
Yeah, we usually have a contingent going to Columbia, another to NIU, and another to MyEd. But this year, like the featured students, these are all going to Columbia. So congratulations. And then I'm gonna like go over some of the work we do with clients, and this is especially done in the graphic design 4 class. So by the time students get to this class, they have mostly taken all design classes, and now it's their time to actually work in a team environment, which they have to learn how to work with each other, because that's what they would be doing in the real workplace. And then they also have to learn how to write contracts, how to work with clients, how to present to the client, how to communicate with the clients, and then of course like learn all that, and of course do what they were doing before, which is create amazing design. So some of the featured projects and teams here. Team graphics. So the first day of this class is basically we divide the class into teams. The teams have to come up with a name for themselves, and then they have to design a logo as if they were like actually running a business. Then they create their PowerPoint presentation or templates. They create a business card and letterhead. So when we have this class on campus, and when we meet with the client, they actually hand over their business card during the first meeting. So they do run their team as a business. So here, the featured project is from Team Graphics. They designed a game called Whiplash, and it's really cool. Like this is from Gray Matters, and we worked with them last year as well. They came back to us because they really like what we did last year. So Brian, I think this is like a game that I would buy whenever this comes out. It's basically a cannon. You fill it up with whipped cream. There are 2 teams, which they're drawing these cards, and they have team challenges and player challenges. If you answer a wrong question, the other team will crank up the cannon. It's going to move towards you. And if you answer like 10 questions wrong, it moves towards you, and then it shoots, whipped cream on your face, and that's why it's called Whiplash. And then we saw this concept, we were like amazed by that, and as you can see, that's what the drawing is trying to tell you. So great job, Team Graphics. This is Team Graphics, that's Nona, Abel, Robin, and Lloyd. And then we actually have a message from Joe, who is the owner of Gray Matter. And this is like our client. So this is a message for graphics as well as the whole department.
Joe here from Gray Matters Games. Another fantastic job by the students of the graphic design program at College of DuPage. Team Graphics, look at what just showed up in the mail. Whiplash is looking amazing. You did an incredible job. Good luck at portfolio night tonight. And congratulations to all of the students for completing the program. Cheers.
Thanks, Joe. If you are listening to us, thank you for sending the video. I just got it like a couple of hours before we started the broadcast today. And again, like congratulations, Team Graphics. You can see like your product is actually now in real shape, so you can see it printed. That's us. Yeah. Yeah, that's the Team Graphics and me having our meetings over Zoom. So like we did a shot where we would like we'll be like normal, and then we were like, let's do something crazy. Let's do like a crazy face shot. So this is that. Team Goldmine, they worked with Backstage at Waterleaf. So this was a really interesting project because 3 different classes came together for this. So 2 from hospitality and 1 graphic design class. And it was actually an event that happened, I think, last week. the team designed everything from promotion that you would see on the website to printed pieces that went with the food. So of course, this was a virtual event, so you can come, you could pick your food from Waterleaf, and instead of like actually eating at Waterleaf, then you would go home and there was a virtual event where they played bingo. And this team designed all these illustrations that you see for bingo. I think they did like about 65 or some different illustrations, along with, you know, the menu and cards and stuff like that. And what I heard, the event was really successful. It was like sold out. I wanted to get in, but before I could, it was sold out. Another project that they worked on is Sandhill Coffee. And here the client, because again, because of COVID, he doesn't really want to open up a store yet, maybe next year when we are done with the pandemic. So he's going for a truck or a trailer. So the team designed the graphics, they designed the banners, they of course designed the identity, which was a surprise because initially when the client came in, they didn't really ask us to create the identity, but one of the students picked it up as a class project. That's Steve Jordan. And then the team presented that to the client, and the client loved it, and he ended up using the identity as well. So you see the truck and the coffee in the bag. That is Team Goldmine. So Steve, Jacqueline, Jessica, and Ayla.
Very nice.
Doing the Zoom sessions. Home studios. So this team worked with Think Quick events. And again, this is a startup in our area where, of course, they would like have events, like physical events before, and work with different HR at different companies. So they had to pivot because of COVID, and then they came to us. We created, you know, flyers and banners and stuff for them so they could like promote their online business. Then they also worked with Dynamic Desserts. We created an identity for them. We also created banners like for their social media, gave them a little bit feedback on their social media strategy, gave them templates that they could use on from now on. So it was an amazing project. The sad part was because we were online, we could not really sample these, because that's like the first thing you want to do when you have a client like that. Like you want to sample the product so you get into the mood of designing, you know, all this. That was home studio. So Emma, Robin, Jennifer, and William. That's us on Zoom.
Nice.
Floor design. So they worked with Eddie Beard Wet House. They are opening up a new house where it's for homeless vets, so they can come in and reside for the night. They sometimes even get vet who stay there for like longer duration, which is kind of like really sad. So somebody who has served the country and they're in a situation where they're homeless and they have to go to some places. But thanks to Eddie Beard, who have this facility, and they came to us to design their logo or identity. So this is what the team did. And this is their formal business card and letterhead. The second project that they worked on was with field studies and study abroad, so FSSA. They created logo for them, as you can see here. They also created this whole like icon structure where when FSSA offers classes, they can use these icons to tell students, are these local classes? Are these going to be short term or over the weekend? Is it involving science or is it involving arts? So they created this system which FSSA will be using. And then of course they created like a whole list of like flyers and online marketing and all that stuff. So this is team for design. Yohav, Desiree, Monte, and Lynn. That's us working on Zoom. Team Limelight. So they worked with ACH, which is our division. So NASAD, which is our accreditation body. Last time they came on campus, they gave us feedback that our division should have, its own identity. So that is what this team was tasked. They created different identities. This is one of them. So this shows like how the system would work, like what will be an identity for the whole division. And then each department, we have 14 departments, if I remember correctly. So each department could be assigned then a color and a shape and to be part of this whole system. That would be the letterhead and, swag that you can give out, as well as business cards, bags. And that is Team Limelight, Sarah, Catherine, Noah, and Melissa. That's us working and having fun over Zoom. This is section 2. So they worked with Kevin Leonard. The client they had was AALR. So this is a nonprofit. I think it stands for Assisting Achievement, Literacy, and Resiliency. They have summer camps and other workshops for students. This team designed the identity, as you can see here. They show the application of identity and then the images that the nonprofit can use. So that's the team. Okay.
Very nice. A little round of applause.
So round of applause to all the graphic design for students. Thank you to all the clients. And Brian, I guess you were saying something?
Yeah, before we move on, did you pretty much find all those clients, go out and search for them and line up all those clients?
Yeah, it is. That's kind of like a big task sometimes, like.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know, having done it so many years, but you really found some excellent clients for those guys.
Yeah.
And something I wanted to say earlier, the three of us all leaving within 3 semesters, John, David, and myself. But having worked with you for the last 3 years, I have every confidence that the program is in excellent hands, and I feel like you're going to take it forward. And I mean, you're doing stuff already that is innovative and new, and you're really taking the program into good places, and good on you. Congratulations to you, Gautam, for the good work you've been doing.
Thank you, Brian. And I know we talked about you guys retiring, and I always used to think it was a joke, like you were just like kidding with me, but it has happened. It is a reality now. So,
It is, yes.
Yeah.
I think that was the first thing that I said to you
Yes.
in the job interviews. We're looking for somebody who's going to take over this program pretty quickly here. So it wasn't exactly a surprise. You knew what you're getting into.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, but as I said, I always thought it was just a joke, like it was you just messing with me. But
okay, surprise.
Little did I know that that's what's going to happen. So, okay, so we gotta move on to the awards part.
The best part.
First, we will go over the high school award. So every year we run this contest around like March and April. We get entries from area high schools. And then of course we do the judging, and then, these are the awards that we are giving out this year.
Okay, we're starting with high school. High school graphic design. Can I take this, Gautam?
Yes, it's all yours.
All right, we're looking at the graphic design category first, and we'll look at a few honorable mentions in the graphic design area. There we go. Jessica Anzac, from Fenton High School. Honorable mention for this face mask. Sometimes we don't get a lot of graphic design from the high schools. We get a lot of illustration, not too much in terms of graphic design and handling type. And I think Jessica did a great job here. The type is looking pretty professional and very detailed. Very nice job. Jack Oaks, Downers Grove North. Is that Jam Clothing? Yes, Jam Clothing. Honorable mention and graphic design. I'm not quite sure, what the parameters or the specifications of the project were on this one, but
it's well put together. So
yeah, nice composition. Kevin Radowski, yeah, okay. Downers Grove North again. Safaria.
Yeah,
and
interesting, like what they did with type here, probably using Photoshop. So it's an
yeah,
type treatment.
Very nice.
So first place for graphic design.
First place in the high school category in graphic design, Courtney Paulez. Oswego High School. And do we have a showing of the work she submitted, Gautam? There we go. Flying during COVID. And I bet we're just getting, everybody's getting flooded with COVID themes this year. Is there anything that doesn't get more prominent attention than COVID? Probably not. Very nice. Kind of, little bit of a infographic here.
Mm-hmm.
Well organized. Good illustrations and the color palette. A lot of information, but very accessible. Nicely done. Okay.
Okay, so now we move on to illustration category for high school. So these are the honorable mentions. Jerome Olana from Downers Grove. The painting is titled, or the illustration is titled "In Your Head." And I mean, when I looked at this, I think the colors were so amazing. That was like the first thing I saw, and of course the whole theme, and then everything put together is a great composition. Lily Cawthorn, titled "People." Again, like a great illustration. It looks like, you can see some pencil marks, and then markers are used. So it has a good combination of like color and simple basic like pencil illustration.
Mm-hmm.
Madeline Pearson. So again, like amazing illustration. As you can see, the rose, that's like the focal point. It stands out with the dark background, and then you see kind of like the sky behind that. Really great composition, great colors, and overall like great skill. So the title is Plague Doctor. Could not be more timely, I guess.
Very nice. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. With Montes Rebecus, Think for Yourself. So it's talking about like how people watch certain channels and they get influenced by that. They are not really thinking for themselves, but getting easily influenced by, the silos that they live in, or the echo chambers that they listen to. So a great statement. I guess this may have been created around election time. But again, like for a high school student, I think it's great that they are thinking about things like that and bringing that into their artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Madison Smith, Unexpected Visitor. So again, like I mean, look at the colors and the skill set here. And I love, like how the speakers are, like they have these curved lines and they're like truncated. It just like adds so much to the illustration. First place in illustration for high school. Elliot Michaels. So again, a round of applause. From Downers Grove. Capsize, that's the title of this. And we got actually multiple entries from Elliot, and all of them were amazing. It's like, look at like the detail that, Elliot has used in here. Again, simple micron pen probably.
Yeah, I would guess, but look at the detail.
Yeah, like
Amazing.
Yeah, and then as I said, there were like other entries from him as well, and they were all pretty compelling. We had to pick one, and
Right.
this is the one that was picked.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, congratulations once again to all the
Congratulations.
high school students.
Round of applause.
I guess we've been applauding. Yeah.
Okay, well, 2 hands clapping is better than none, huh?
I'm imagining people who are listening to us at home are clapping, but
I'd like to imagine
we
that too.
cannot hear you. But again, feel free to type up like in Q&A. We'll look at them later.
You can, use the Q&A and the applaud icon like we do in our critiques these days.
Yeah. So these were our judges for Portfolios 2021 this year. We had 4 judges. Andrew Bernier, he's the chair of illustration at Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, or MIED. Grace Bernier, she is senior interaction designer at Northern Ground in Milwaukee. Dave Babylon, assistant professor, graphic design at Columbia College. And Perrin Stamatis, he is the chair of visual communication at NIU. So our effort was to get a representative from places we have articulation agreements with, and then Grace represented the industry. We had like a long session when judging went on, and there was like a lot of deliberation in terms like, hey, look at this, look at that. And then one thing that the judges told us this year, as we touched upon previously, was like there were like amazing entries, and even for picking the portfolio, they said it was harder than previous years, because usually previous year you would see like 1 or 2 students who did an amazing job and they would just rise above everything, and it was like an easy decision. But here, like they said like almost everybody did a great job, and it was difficult to pick the winners. And sometimes it was just like one minor thing or the other, which made somebody a winner and somebody an honorable mention.
Yeah, they don't try to rush through it. They take their time, and they're meticulous and really dedicated to the responsibilities of being a judge.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to those guys.
Yeah, and one thing I would say to all the first year students or who will be taking portfolio next year, if you did not get picked or something, don't be disheartened, because usually people in the second year, they have taken more classes, they have more experience, so they kind of like you'll see more work from that. Probably next year when you are at that level, that's when like you'll see more of your entries being picked. So thank you everybody for submitting the entries. We got a great response. And then, as I said, submit if you're here with us for one more year, submit your entries next year as well. Okay, identity. So Brian, I guess you'll be going over these.
Yeah, this one's mine, isn't it? I was just wondering, Gautam, we had some interviews, which are we're going to be showing those in
Yeah.
this post here with. Okay, good. Just want to make sure.
So what Brian is talking about is when we both taught portfolio sections this year. One section was taught by me, another was taught by Brian. And usually when we have this event, we do it in SRC 2000, which is a huge hall where every student gets to set up their table. They have their portfolio and other pieces set up. And people come in, they look at everybody's work. But this year, of course, we could not do that. We are doing this virtually. So what we did instead was we recorded videos where students could showcase one of their pieces. And as we were announcing these entries, so after identity, we'll play the first video. And then after like every award category that we announce, we'll play, like 5 videos or so.
Good.
So that's,
Yeah.
that's what we're.
All right. Just wanted to make sure I was on board with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right.
So we have honorable mentions in the identity category. And first honorable mention goes to Julia Mead in identity design for Nordic Bowl. Eat cozy. Do we have another? Yes, we do. Okay, there we go. The always familiar food truck that usually makes a presence in portfolio presentations at some point. Anything else? Yeah, look at this. Very thorough, beautiful color palette, consistency from one application to another. Okay, Zach Carpenter. Honorable mention in identity design for Stella Bestia. Stella Bestia, probably, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. This is well, obviously an identity program. And what I like here is how he developed the main symbol here of this animal head. This looks like a mythical creature of some kind, but then just taking a little part of it and using it as a little element in the logotype between the Stella and the Bestia. And it's what is it? A fragrance for men, right? Gautam, this?
I don't know if it's for men or not, but it doesn't say that, but I'm guessing. Yeah.
Okay. Probably doesn't make any difference. But yeah, application to the actual product and packaging. Again, very thorough. Jennifer Reef, honorable mention for Tongue Tied. I love that, Tongue Tied. Yeah. And again, here we have the food truck and menu design and a complementary color palette here, purple and kind of a burnt yellow. Just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and one thing I would say, going back to judging, when the judges were looking at it, they wanted that hat. They loved the hat so much.
That's right.
I wish this was like real, and we would like wear it. So take
so
out.
again, all of these have something in common. They are the identity is applied to a lot of different items. You can see the versatility.
And so one thing new that we did this year, as I was saying before, usually the awards are, they go to second-year students or people who are taking portfolio because, again, they've taken more classes. And during portfolio, they get an opportunity to sort of like go back and revisit the projects that they have done and make them better. So this year, we are doing something known as Emerging Designer for each category. This is an award that would go to a first-year student or somebody who's taking a certificate course with us, which means that they are only with us for 1 year. So anybody who has less than 45 credit hours is eligible for this. So this year, the Identity Emerging Designer is Sean Hines. He created this identity for home cut donuts, and again, like an amazing logo, and then he's showing the application as signage outside the place. And then the whole system kind of like applied to packaging, to menu, to business cards. So congratulations, Sean.
Very thorough.
Yeah.
Very nice work. Okay, in identity design, first place, we had a number of honorable mentions, but we only have one first place in this category, right, Gautam?
Yeah.
Yep. And that is, moment of suspense, Lean Holmesy. Or Cadino, not quite sure. Do you know, Gautam?
I
Is
think
this one of your classes?
that is not from my class, but I'm guessing it's like kid, so Cadino.
Kid,
Lean,
I'm going with Cadino.
if we are mispronouncing the brand. So
Yeah, forgive us, but I like Cadino, so we're going to go with that for now.
So,
and this is just really playful and fun. She created the letter forms and these little subordinate, supportive little icons.
mhm.
And where it really shows is in the application.
Yeah, I mean, it's really simplistic and memorable, and the colors are amazing. I think the color work together really nicely. Even though they're like 5 different colors, they work so nicely together. So, application on clothing. Okay. So now I think we'll have our first video coming up. These are like recorded interviews. We group them together as like 5 students at a time from the portfolio seminar. They get to talk a little bit about themselves and then show one piece that they are really proud of or that they really like. Hello, could you please talk a little bit about yourself?
First, I want to say working full-time and pursuing a degree is challenging, but COD offered me the flexibility to be able to do that. So first, I want to say a big thank you to COD Graphic Design Department for that opportunity. My name is Harold Adequafio, and I'm pursuing a degree in graphic design.
And so Harold, like, you will be graduating in May. What is your plan beyond COD? What's the next step for you?
So after COD, I plan on freelancing in graphic design, specializing in illustration, UX, and UI design.
And today, is there a piece that you want to show to everyone, the piece that you really like?
Yes, actually I do. My favorite piece in my portfolio is a piece called, it's a children's book illustration called The Fisherman Child. I like this piece especially because it's based on a poem that I wrote about the plight of the African child. I grew up in the African nation of Ghana, so this story is very personal to me.
And I know you are about to graduate, so it's time to look forward, but it's also a time to, you know, maybe look back and reflect on the time when you started this program. So if you go back to that time, what advice would you give yourself?
I would actually advise, I would say, make sure that you take digital graphic applications early because it provides a good foundation to all the courses you'll be taking later on. And secondly, I'll say, do not wait 2 years between Web 1 and Web 2. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience.
Well, that's very practical advice, and I hope everybody, people who are still in the program, are listening to that. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello.
Could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Nona Brukhanova, and it's my 3rd year at COD, and this semester I'll be completing my associates in applied science and graphic design.
What is your plan beyond COD?
My plan beyond COD is going to a Columbia College in Chicago. I'm already admitted in the BFA program, and I received 4 awards and scholarships, and I'm all set on starting my classes there in the fall.
Wow, Nona, congratulations.
Yeah.
Could you also show us one of your pieces that you have in your portfolio?
So one of the design pieces I'm proud of is the bonsai branding campaign, and it was a new experience working on this kind of thorough project that had a lot that went into it and all the research and planning. And I'm really proud of how it turned out. It was hard and stressful during the project, but I really liked the outcome and all the things I learned. And all the research we did and planning and branding this imaginary company, we applied all of that into an ad campaign. And this is the print ad campaign that I came up with.
So Nona, could you tell me what is your favorite Illustrator tool? I think Illustrator is your favorite application to use.
Yes, Illustrator is my go-to whenever I start working on anything. And my favorite tool would be the image trace. I like to finalize my line art by hand using tracing paper. So that tool is really helpful to get my art into Illustrator and be able to add color, resize, or make tweaks and edits, smoothing my lines. So it's a really nice tool and it really helps me a lot.
Thank you, Nona.
Thank you.
Hi, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Emma Dam. I'm currently a second-year student in College of DuPage's graphic design program, and in May, I'll be graduating with my associate's degree in graphic design.
Tell me, what's your plan beyond COD?
In the fall, I'll be starting at Columbia College and working my way towards the 2-year bachelor degree.
So have you received any scholarships from Columbia?
Yeah, I received the Faculty Recognition Award, the Columbia Scholar Award, and the Dean Scholarship.
Congratulations. Could you walk us through one of your pieces that you have in your portfolio?
Yeah, so this piece comes from Graphic Design 3. It's an event logo. I did it for a fictional esports tournament that I created. I came up with characters. I illustrated the characters. I imagined it to be sort of like a fighting game. The background of this piece is an amalgamation of photographs that I decided to edit together with my illustrations. For some promotional images, or like how you would receive your package if you were to purchase tickets, it would come in a box, something like this, with illustrations on the outside. And then the passes themselves, I decided would be little wristbands. And then I just have different colors coordinating to the different tiers of your passes.
You know, we've all been stuck at home during the pandemic. Did you pick up any new skill during that time? And if you did, what is that skill?
I didn't really pick up much skills. I mean, like busy doing school and everything, but I did like kind of get back into reading, and I kept track of it, and I read about like 40 books in 2020. Yeah, a lot of free time, but also not, so I don't know.
Well, that's really good use of your free time.
Yeah, I mean, like I enjoyed it. My wallet didn't.
So my name is Stephanie Diebel, and I am getting the certificate of graphic design at COD.
After you get the certificate, which I'm guessing is in May, what are you going to do after that?
So I already have a bachelor's degree, so I'm not going to be continuing with school. But the reason that I got the certificate for graphic design is because I'm interested in combining my two passions of music and art.
So musician and a graphic designer, that's a pretty good combination.
Hopefully.
So can you talk about one of the design pieces that you're really proud of?
One of the projects that I did it's enamel pins. And so I made up a organization, American Endangered Wildlife Association. And I wanted to make some enamel pins that they could give to people who donated money. So this is the illustrative part of it. And then this would be the actual pins that you would get in the mail to thank you. This would be like an Instagram carousel that they could have on their Instagram telling people that this is a endangered species week. These are the 4 animals that maybe need the most help or something, and you can choose which one you would like to donate for. And then this could be used as a template as well. If they have another week where there are other animals, you can just put in the different animal with different information and go from there. So it was a really fun project to work on.
It looks like a lot of fun. So Stephanie, is there one traditional graphic design tool that you really like?
Illustrator markers, they're really fun to work with. They're easy to use, and they can help you kind of understand what your design is going to look like with just a splash of color.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Joao Baciel Garcia Contreras. I'm pursuing in COD my graphic design associate degree.
And what is your plan beyond COD?
My plan beyond COD is to get an internship in a marketing agency.
Joao, can you talk about one of the pieces that you're really proud of?
Yes, one of the pieces I'm really proud of, it is this project that I developed, the identity, a package design.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, I made this project back in my first semesters, and I decided to bring it back on portfolio class.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to redesign the logo and the identity for this project. So on this page, I have the final logo, mm-hmm, and the final icons and pattern that I did, and I upload those into a package. The icons and the pattern, the logo, and this is how the final package looked like.
So Joao, if you had the time to go back and edit one of your pieces, what piece would that be?
I had this project that I have to redesign a really existing package. Mm-hmm. I decided to redesign a shoe package that was a limited edition sneaker. Mm-hmm. I think the only thing I would do differently, if I have the time, I would add more products. I will extend the branding of the project, and to be able to convey more the idea, the concept behind the package.
Thank you, Joao.
Yeah.
Okay, it was great to see students talk about their work, get to see them individually, at least see their faces. As I said, like when we have this on campus, you can go and meet them and see their work. So this is the alternative that we could come up with for COVID times. So moving on to the next category, that is packaging. So honorable mentions for packaging and 3D design. Tristan Arlows, and this is pretty interesting piece, like Plushy Pen. It's point of purchase, so I guess you will see this at store. And we have like one 3D or packaging class, and I think that's one of the hardest to teach, virtually, because like you have to cut pieces, you have to put them together, and you have to have certain equipment, and you need to show those techniques to the student. So given that this was created in a virtual class, I was amazed to see, the idea and then how Tristan put this together. So Anne-Marie Zimmerman, and this is like retro, like in the sense, like going back to when you would have a disposable camera and creating a packaging for that and using the retro graphics and colors, like again, amazing styling. That's what the camera would look like, and then that's what the box would look like. And again, like doing this at home on your own. I mean, yes, you have a faculty teaching you or Zoom or Blackboard, but still, figuring all this out on your own. I think that's amazing. Mm-hmm. And the coolest thing about this concept is that it doesn't waste the packaging. It actually turns it into a frame. So you can take the photos, get them developed, use the packaging as frame, and this is what the frame would look like. Sarah Bailog, Rascals, again, like really cute illustration because this is like supposed to be toothpaste for kids. Great application of colors, and again, just coming up with the character.
And the type really goes with those illustrations too.
It does. It does. Sleepy Spearmint. And going back to, we've seen this project before, so that's Team Graphics. They get the honorable mention for packaging and 3D design for Whiplash. Again, the cards that they designed and the packaging that they designed with all the instructions.
You know, sometimes it's not easy to get a team of designers, you know, all graphic designers to do something that looks so cohesive. You know, it doesn't look disjointed or, you know, made from various parts. It's got a nice unified look to it.
Exactly. And then it's, you have to like, you have your own style, and then everybody else has their style. And then, as you said, like work together and make it look like it came from one person rather than four different individuals.
Mm-hmm.
That's Team Graphics again. Emerging designer for packaging and 3D design goes to Derek Matner. This is his packaging for Tokyo, I guess inspired by Tokyo Olympics, which I'm not even sure if they're going to happen even this year. They were postponed from last year. So this is like a drink to commemorate that. Again, pretty good illustration. And I think this is created in Adobe Dimension. So good skill set and great job showcasing your design, Derek. First place for packaging and 3D goes to, who does it go to?
Oh, the tension. There we go.
Stephanie Diebel. White Cabin. This was a design for beer, and she did illustrations for different seasons, picked up different monuments or places, and they basically, the monuments or places become like negative space. So as you would see in the next slide, you can actually see the beer through that. And that was something that the judges really loved, that you can like integrating your illustration along with the product, so you can even see the product through it. And that was actually the reason that they picked this over others, because they thought it was like amazing.
I remember the judges were very impressed with this one.
Yeah, yeah. So we have our second set of videos now.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Smedrin. I'm a student at COD pursuing my associates in the graphic design program. And I'll be finishing this May. Next semester, I'll be transferring to Columbia College Chicago.
And we have a project up.
The name of the app is called Trail Ace. Moving further down, I have a mock-up of a mobile device and some of the screens. Basically, the main concept is to have an easy-to-use mobile app that will help you find a nearby hiking trail, and that would allow you to also review other hikers' experiences on those trails and see their ratings and get some tips and advice. So moving further, we have a variety of mobile screens featured in the app. And then I have a couple close-ups on some of the main functions on the long scroll mock-up. So we have a couple search options here. You could, by city, state, zip, or park. You could also just search right by popular parks. Once you have a destination in mind, you can have a quick browse and just click on a trail, get a really fast, immediate little bit of information on the main points of that trail. And upon further inspection, if you double click on it, you could get a larger card, and you could also like it and customize it, make it part of your own, your liked trail list or a trail history.
During this pandemic that we've all been through the last year, did you pick up a particular graphic design skill?
Definitely be coding, HTML and CSS. That was something that I, didn't really have much of an interest in the beginning, but once I started to use it, it became very enjoyable. It was very surprising. I thought it was something that would kind of scare me away, and I wouldn't want to really dive into it. But it became something that I began to understand and enjoy working with.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robin Kraft. I am a graphic design student at COD currently. In the fall, I will be transferring to Columbia, and this May I'm planning to graduate from the program.
All right, you have a project here that you want to share with us and
Yes.
tell us about why this is one of your favorite projects. So
Okay.
go ahead.
This is my bok choy informational poster. I created it in Digital Illustration 3, which was, I believe, last semester. It was a really fun project for me. The idea was to combine a lot of like texture and illustration, and then one homemade recipe we really like. So I first started this project by concepting a lot of sketches. I was in between this recipe and then another one, as you can see from the sketches here. I ended up going with the bok choy recipe. After that, we then created a mood board. These are the final color palette for my project, and then the mood board is pictured on the right. We then took our recipe into Illustrator or InDesign and then made a recipe from that using type. This is what mine looked like. We then drew tiny sketches to place where exactly the poster would be and how it would look laid out. So that's the top. And then we used an outline. I used this in Procreate and then created the outline and then uploaded the recipe via Illustrator. And then this was the final project.
Very good. Thanks very much. I look forward to seeing your entire portfolio during the portfolio event. And thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm getting my associate's degree in graphic design from College DuPage. In the fall, I will be transferring to Columbia College. I have been given 4 scholarships: the Dean Scholarship, the Phi Theta Scholarship, Faculty Recognition Award, and the Columbia Scholar Award. Here is a project that I would like to show. It is for a brand that I created called Thrifted Chicago. Here is the logo. Here are some posters that I created that would promote the shop. Since it's an online store, there's no physical locations. It would just promote the online shop. And it has a little tag at the bottom to show you where you would go when shopping there. It's supposed to be kind of quirky and interesting, with some psychedelic typeface to give it a retro, interesting feel. Here is a package that I created for the shop. So when you received your items, it would be in this box. Here is just a clothing tag. And here is the online store with the logo included. And then just here's a little screen with the branding elements included: the primary logo, as you can see here, the secondary logos, the color palette, and the typography. And then I just had a little bit about the concept, where it came from, the inspiration, which was psychedelic typefaces from the 60s, which had hand-lettered type. Okay.
What is your favorite design-oriented software?
Yeah, my favorite software to work with would have to be Adobe Illustrator, because as someone who really enjoys branding and identity creation, Adobe Illustrator is 100% the way to go.
Okay, excellent.
Hi, my name is Steve Jordan, and I will be completing my graphic design degree this summer. After graduating, I hope to get a job or an internship at a graphic design firm or an advertising agency, where I'd love to work on layouts, branding, visual identity, and editorial design.
We're looking at a project here right now. Take us through it a little bit and tell us about it.
Yeah. So this is an editorial spread for a travel magazine. I think it's the project where I realized how much I like editorial design. In the spread, I use my own photos from a vacation to Italy. Even though I'm just an amateur photographer, the photos I took are probably some of the better ones I've ever taken. So it was great not having to use stock photography, and it just made the project very personal to me. This is the opening spread. And then in the project, I just featured different cities and areas in Italy throughout my vacation.
Okay, very nice.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. What is your favorite traditional tool, hand tool, something, something that's not digital, not computer or focused? So do you have a favorite drawing tool that you like to use?
Yeah, I do. Probably be it would be graph paper. Since I'm not the best at sketching, especially with logos and things like that. The graph paper allows me to to get my ideas down nice and neat on paper before I vectorize them in Adobe Illustrator.
Oh, wow. Spoken like a true designer.
Thank you.
Very good.
Hello, my name is Zach Carpenter. I'm getting an associate's at College of DuPage in graphic design. I'm hoping to go to Columbia after this to continue onto a bachelor's if I can find work along the way. Awesome.
And we're looking at a project right now on the screen that you selected to show.
The project is a branding project for a cologne brand, kind of like star sign inspired cologne brand that goes off of like old alchemical practices and everything to kind of go back to the roots of perfumes and everything. This would be the secondary logo, some alternatives rather, some rules, more rules, colors, type, application.
Okay. Very impressive.
Thank you.
If you had a project that you could go back, something you did as COD, go back and edit it or redo it, what project would that be? Could you describe it to us?
Yeah, so it would probably be another branding project, but it's called Arcos, and it was for a music publishing company.
Mhm.
I feel like everybody kind of wants to be a rock star, and it was kind of my stab at creating something that would be my identity in that space and like the kind of people that I would bring in on that. So I wish I could have pushed it farther and had like I don't know, a lot more to it. There was a lot more of me I could have put into that one.
Okay, Brian, I'm gonna hand it over to you for the web categories.
Okay, the probably the instructor least qualified to talk about web. I gave up trying to keep up with it quite a while ago, but here we go. You're going to advance for me? Here we go. Honorable mention for web and interactive design. First, we have Steve Jordan. Honorable mention for flavor. And boy, I remember looking at this and thinking, there's so many pages that he copied up here. Was this for your class, Gautam?
No, not for my class.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Well, he managed to do really good work anyway. For Stephanie Tybel, we had web and interactive design. Marion, wherever life takes you, we help you enjoy the ride. So casual writer, seasoned writer, the accessible writer.
So this is like, I remember she was in my portfolio class. So I think one of the important features for this was actually you can go and select a tire specific to your bike. And that was something that she was really proud of, or she's really proud of. And I think it's a pretty good design, like simple, really clean typography.
The type is, yeah. And sometimes just getting good, clean, legible type that that's appropriate for the situation is very challenging for a lot of people. Stephanie's always been good with type. Nona Birkenhova, honorable mention for Zero Gravity. And Gautam, is this a project you're familiar with?
Yeah, so again, she was in my portfolio class, and she actually ended up redesigning her another website, Mayez, which was a restaurant, like Uzbek restaurant. And then after that, she did this, and a lot of things that she learned from that project were applied here. So I was really happy to see that, you know, whatever she learned from one project, she was like building upon that and applying to this. So like really clean, simple typography, great logo or identity. And of course, we cannot really see the whole coded website or an interactive piece here, but it works pretty nicely.
Yeah, I really like this one. Emma Dam for Sprout.
Yeah, this is from my Web 1 class. And
okay.
I was talking to Emma, and then she was kind of like struggling with the layout at that point, but she's a great illustrator. So I told her, why don't we like forget about web, forget about layouts. Let's just like illustrate, like, and then come up with ideas or figure out a way to integrate illustration with images and make something unique. And I think that's what she has done here. And that's why it looks really nice. Like you see these like small illustrations throughout the website integrated with the actual product, which is selling furniture in this case.
What I like about this one too is the open space, you know, which you don't see a lot in web design. You know, they take it, you know, everything just seems to be so compressed as you are scrolling down. Yeah. This just feels open, inviting, nicely done. And the emerging designer in the web and interactive design category is Becky Padilla. And is this something from one of your classes, Gautam?
Yeah, this is also from my Web 1 class. And again, everybody can like struggles initially with that class because there's a lot. Like you have to create layout, you have to put images with typography, and then you have to code the website. It's like going from like A to Z in like one semester. So it's a tough class. And again, like she started with a concept and then she totally changed it. She came up with like, found these like amazing images and products and organized them in such a nice way. Like you can clearly see what the product is and you actually want to go in and buy these things just by looking at this website. And actually I was talking to her the other day and she ended up buying one of these. I mean, she just first saw the image and then she went on Amazon and bought this, and she was showing me that. So it was cool to see all that.
Very nice. Okay, first place in web and interactive design. We should have a drum roll here, but
well, there'll be clapping or applause.
Okay. Rodrigo Ruiz and Living Room. This is a interactive online catalog.
Yeah, it's a furniture website, again from Web 1, and I was just amazed to see like Rodrigo's like skill set, especially in terms of layout and typography and organizing all this. There's a lot of information here which is organized to make it understandable, to create the hierarchy structure so the user reads it in a certain way and goes about the website in a certain way. And then on top of that, to code this, this was a really, really complex website to code. And as you can see with the layout, and this whole thing was coded. So hats off to Rodrigo for picking up a challenge like that and then coding it.
Very nice.
So we have our another set of videos now, and then we'll have the categories after that.
My name's Lynn McCready, and I am a COD graphic design student. I'm doing a double degree major. I'm doing the graphic design program and the interactive media design program, and I'm excited. I'll be graduating in May with both degrees.
So Lynn, what is next after COD?
I'm really excited to pursue freelance. I think I like the idea that it offers a lot of opportunity to be really creative. I really enjoy illustrating, and I like motion design and motion graphics. So I'd like to try to use those skills. I also kind of enjoy front end web design. So I'm really hoping to take those three passions and combine them into a freelance career.
Is there one piece that you want to showcase from your portfolio?
Sure. In advertising design, we did some campaigns for a bonsai surf and skate shop. And I designed an Instagram carousel that I aimed at a mother who was maybe looking to find surf lessons for her children. So I'm just showing the different, types of moms out there. There's the soccer mom who has to sit through the rain. There's the baseball mom who has to sit in the heat and the sun. And then there's the hockey mom who's freezing while she watches her children play hockey in the middle of the winter. And then you have surf mom who gets to sit on the beach with her tropical drink, enjoying the sun and the waves and the beach. So she definitely has the best life. And then, the surf shop offers gear lessons and waves, which is all you need to learn to surf. Bonsai surf and skate shop. And then the call to action is, what are you waving for? That's their tagline. And then this is just a picture of what they all look side by side and how they would appear on a phone.
So is there like a show that you really binged on during the pandemic?
I did watch a few favorites, but I think the one new show, my daughter for years has been trying to get me to watch One Tree Hill. And I always was like, oh no, that's, a teenage show. I don't think I'd be interested, but I actually did watch the whole thing and it was very addictive.
Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Jennifer Wright. I am going after the Associates in Applied Science and Graphic Design.
Could you talk about what is your plan beyond COD? Because I know you're graduating in May.
Yes, when I graduate, I plan on applying to as many jobs as I can find and hopefully get a position as a graphic designer.
And can you show us one piece that you are really proud of today from your portfolio?
Yes, so this is the portfolio piece that I did for Portfolio Night. And I'm really proud of this piece because it actually won. And so it's being used as the theme for Portfolio Night, which is the coolest thing ever.
Great, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So Jennifer, I know you're looking forward to graduating soon. If you could look back and give advice to yourself, the time when you started this program, what advice would you give yourself?
I would probably tell myself to be more patient with myself because in the beginning, it was really hard. I had never used a Mac computer before. I had never used any of this design software. So there's definitely a learning curve in the beginning, but now that I'm at the end of the program, everything turned out better than I could have expected.
Hello, can you talk a little bit about yourself?
Of course, my name is William Soler. I'm getting an associate's degree in graphic design here at College of DuPage.
William, what is your plan beyond COD after you graduate?
After I graduate, I plan to relocate out of state to work full-time in my career. And once I have a steady income, I'll apply to a university to complete my bachelor's degree in graphic design.
So William, you have an opportunity to showcase one of your pieces today. Show us one of the pieces that you really like.
Yeah, if I had to choose one piece out of my portfolio, that I am proud of, it would be my essay assignment. See here, this is the cover to the essay of the book. I have people climbing a wall and looking out to amazing view, emphasizing the word try as they climb. Going on to the next page, which would be the back cover, we have a description of what the essay is, the essay logo, and then an example of what it would look like as a book, front, back, and side, and then another cover of how the complete book would look. This is one of my favorite assignments in my portfolio because it gave me the freedom to express my illustrative style in a meaningful way to the client.
If you were to like say you have like superpower, I know we talk about superpower. So what is your design superpower?
Okay, so if I had to have a design superpower, it would be studying the client and their needs in detail and applying those needs to my design so they get exactly what they asked for first time around.
Well, that is a good superpower to have.
Hi, my name is Abel Espinoza. This is my 4th year in College of DuPage. I'm planning on getting a degree and transferring to Columbia for 2 years.
And after that, going out and finding a job, is that it?
Yeah, I plan on getting a job. I'm not sure where. I have my auntie has one lined up for me in her company, and I think it is called, I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but they need a graphic designer and they plan on giving me an internship there. So I plan on doing that this summer.
Nice. All right. Why don't you share a project? I'd like to know, what's the one piece in your portfolio that you really like, that you're proud of, and you'd like to show us?
Okay, so the project I'm proud of is my Facebook stickers. And I'm going to start off by showing off my sketches and the final design. I really like this because I like drawing cartoonish things, and I had a lot of fun creating stickers for Facebook, and I just think it came out nicely.
All right. So you like doing these types of characters, huh?
Yeah, I find it a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. Abel, thanks very much for sharing, and look forward to seeing your full portfolio.
Thank you.
All right, hi, my name is Brandon Bennett. I am finishing up my graphic design career at COD. I'm getting a triple major right now in graphic design, interactive media, and marketing. And then after college, I just plan on, seeing what jobs are out there, kind of explore a little bit, try to figure out what I want to do, possibly as a freelance worker, and maybe further down the road, revisit a little bit of schooling.
Okay. And you have a project that is probably one of your favorites.
This project, I like the outcome of the project, obviously. And then also I like the process that we went through in class. It was we got assigned to a band. Their name was Kadoosh, and they were looking for some album covers for this, a new EP and a new album that they had coming out. We ended up, making one large image that was symmetrically pleasing from, multiple angles. And we found a way to crop it and change it. And we can see we kind of edited this photo into these different compositions. And I think they turned out really well. So here's the second one. And then the last one here is this one. So again, same image, but I think they turned out to be, 3 completely separate designs that lead your eye in different interesting ways. So,
which one of the projects in one of your design classes at COD was a really good learning experience for you?
I was going to say this one. This one, I think I had the most like hands-on. I don't want to say hands-on, but hands-on with a client. So it was some real world experience that we were getting out of this project, just because of the way it was set up.
Very good.
Okay, we'll be moving on to editorial. That's our next category. So editorial is it's going to be ad campaigns, posters, printed pieces, so like magazine and magazine articles. And sometimes this category like confuses students a little bit, like what is this? So that's why I'm giving you a little bit of an explanation, like what editorial is. So again, mostly campaigns and then print or layout pieces. Honorable mentions for editorial. Sean Hines. So I've seen, I guess we've seen a couple of his pieces already, and it looks like pink is maybe his favorite color. It looks like, like Home Cut Donuts had pink and this has pink. But again, like really great layout, like, how combining image with type and layering it together to make this good poster. All that jazz. Jennifer Reef. If I'm mispronouncing anybody's name, I apologize. But this is project. I think this was done by John, like in his class, where students create letters and they take photos of the letters, and then they later on like put together that as a book. So that's the book. Sarah Bailog, her campaign for Amazon, it's talking about like how we buy stuff from Amazon, and again, like print pieces, posters and banners, and then creating a web campaign to go with that. Sean Hines again, this time it's not pink, it's yellow. So it's interesting to see more colors from you, Sean, if you've joined us today. Again, like a pretty great layout in transit. So like how to get around New York City, so the cheapest hotels in the city. Again, like laying it out like the train in New York and with the stops or stations. Julia Mead, Flower Power. So again, great images put together really nicely with clean and nice typography. And for people who are not designers here today, it looks really simple to create something like this, but to create to lay out something and then do a really good job with typography is hard, as our students would tell you that.
Julie was in my portfolio class, and if I remember right, she took the photography for that as well.
Okay. Emerging designer for editorial goes to Brian Murray. And again, like when we saw this piece, we were like, that's so cool. And it's like absurd and talks about toilets and in Japan and raccoon horde. And it was just like the topic was really cool. And then on top of that, this pink, overlay to everything applied with really interesting typography. So congratulations, Brian, for doing this. Again, the contents and then an article, in there. Why is America losing the lace on absurdity? First place for editorial design. So we have two first places, one for layout and one for campaign. So this is for layout. Steve Jordan. He showcased this piece in his video, La Dolce Vita. And as he pointed out, these images are taken by him. And again, like great typography, like, look at like leading and kerning and look at the whole structure. It's just,
yeah, could I mention something on this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Justified type is difficult to work with. And as a matter of fact, I had a student say, I had a typography teacher who said, don't use justified type. That's too hard. It is hard, but you did a beautiful job all the way through here handling justified type.
Rightly said. And the first place for editorial design for a campaign goes to Jennifer Reef. It's a campaign called Dirtbag, and to give you a little bit of context, like she was actually not sure whether to even enter this into the contest or not, and we had a discussion about that, and I'm thankful actually that she did, because as you can see, it won the best editorial campaign. So congratulations, Jennifer. These are the bags, and then the Instagram carousel or ad. So our next set of videos, probably our last, and then we have a couple of design category announcements after that.
Hello, my name is Desiree Gavla. I am in my second year of graphic design at College of DuPage, and I am hoping to complete the program in May and then look for a summer internship this summer.
So do you have a project, a favorite project of yours that you'd like to share with us?
I do. So I chose for this project Hobiecore. Hobiecore is a style based off of a very known K-pop group BTS and a member who has a very particular style within the primary color schemes. So here were some initial sketches and then the colors that were chosen for the initial project. And then here was the handcrafted font that I have created using a program called Font Play, and we did that in class, so you'll see the font being used throughout the project. There were 2 hero images that I've used for this project. This was the first one. The second one, we also did create secondary images that were then used as pattern play for the project. This was the secondary images used to make the patterns. There were mock-ups of pattern cases, possible social media campaign, possible print design, the clothing mock-up, and then pattern totes.
If you could have advised yourself when you started the program at COD, what would you have told yourself?
I would most definitely tell myself to take the advice that professors gave about getting all your projects ready for portfolio, because I thought just putting everything on a PDF was enough, but comes portfolio and none of the projects are ready-made for the online portfolio. So when portfolio comes the second year around, I would not be sitting around stressing about completing all the projects while also having full-time classes.
Hello, my name is Eric Espino. I am a graphic design major with an associate's degree. After I finish this semester, I will be going back to work. I work at a marketing company.
Is there a project, Eric, that was created by another student in one of your classes that you really liked? And could you tell us what it was and what you liked about it?
Yeah, it's not necessarily a project. It's more of a style of illustration. Becky Padilla, I've had her since Digital Illustration 1. And ever since I saw her work, it was just mesmerizing, and it's someone's illustration style that I really admire.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. All right. Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Julia Mead, and I've been taking classes for the last 2 years in the graphic design department at College of DuPage.
And what are you going to do, Julie, when you're finished with this and you're done with the program? What's your next step?
Well, I'm looking forward to a job search. I have a background in architecture, and I'm looking forward to hopefully finding a position where I can utilize my skills both in architecture and graphic design in a multidisciplinary environment.
Do you have a project that you would like to show us, something that you spend a lot of time on and it's one of your favorites?
Yeah, I'd like to share the Innovate Science Museum. This was a project that started out with icon design. You can see at the top the icons of space, lab, ecology, and energy. And I expanded this project to use those icons as a wayfinding system for the museum. So you can see here that I have a map that I developed on the left which would be used for signage and wayfinding in the museum. I also have a paper kind of version of that. And I also developed large wall graphics and blade signs that people could use for that identity throughout the museum. And I have two just different implementations that show kind of what the spaces could be like in the museum, kind of using those icons, and went a step further to develop an app that would also be a handheld digital form of wayfinding.
If you could promote yourself on a big billboard and you could only use words, what would those words be?
Okay, I think a couple words to describe me would be creative, curious, and conscientious.
3 C's.
Yep.
A good slogan.
Hi, my name is Kenny. I am a graphic design major at College of DuPage. I am on my final year working towards an associate's degree. I plan to begin my job search as soon as I got out of school, hopefully in the field of illustration.
And you have a project up here that is one of your favorites that you did during your time at COD?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a project I did in advertising design. I've called the Eden Project. So to start off with, I've got a number of concept sketches for my organization's logo. Lots of greens and springtime colors, as well leaves coiling around a clock to represent time and how little of it we have. So next up, I have the concept sketches for my hero character, as well as a storyboard / concept of the social media campaign I wanted to do. Here is the finalized logo, something the design was meant to be a bit more hand-drawn, like to represent a natural feeling. This is the full concept of the character in mind. Main colors here, green and gray to represent the concrete and rubble of the city, and the green to represent the forest that she is trying to cultivate. And this is my final social media campaign. This is meant to be a slideshow of sorts on Instagram. Here I would have scenes in sequence, as well as facts about rapid deforestation in the environment, as well as a timer at the bottom counting down from 10 to represent the rapid approach of time and how little we have left before we irreversibly damage the environment.
What TV shows did you binge watch during the pandemic this last year?
During the past year, I've been rewatching and revisiting a lot of my childhood cartoons that I watched when I was a kid. SpongeBob SquarePants, Ed and Eddie, stuff like that. I got a chance to see it with new, older eyes, since these are shows that I have not seen in quite a while.
My name is Lean Homsey, and I'm pursuing an associate's in graphic design. And I have one more semester left at COD, but after that, I plan on transferring to either Northern Illinois or Columbia College.
So you have a project here.
I made this illustration and pattern collection in my Digital Illustration 3 class. This iced coffee is a hero illustration. Everything was hand-drawn in Procreate. And then for my complementary illustrations, I have this one, coffee with a book, macaroons, and then I have a croissant with strawberries. And then we were to create at least 2 patterns. I have 3 here with just the macaroons, one with the strawberries, and then one with both. And then we were to place them on mock-ups. So here is a mug with the iced coffee illustration. One of the patterns is used on this napkin mock-up. And then the 3 complementary illustrations are used for wall art. And then I put the other 2 patterns on this mock-up I created using Adobe Illustrator. And then here is the color palette and the typeface that I used. And that is my project.
Can you tell us what your favorite design software is to work with, and why do you like it?
Yeah, definitely my favorite is Adobe Illustrator, because I feel like there are so many different methods that you can use to create a design. And I'm always learning something new. And I feel like it's just very easy to use and user friendly.
So I know, Brian, it looks like we're going a little bit beyond the time. It's close to 8 p.m. We just have a couple of more categories. People have been like raising hands or asking questions. Is something you're seeing at your end, Brian, that we can take up? Or
Yeah, I'm seeing some of them. Yeah.
okay, anything like we should take up now or later?
I don't think they're asking questions so much as just conversing and making comments.
Okay. So I'll hand you the mic to go over the illustration category.
Okay, we are finished with the interviews now, right?
Yeah.
Are we? Yeah. Okay, 2 categories: illustration, honorable mentions. Lloyd Smedbrun, honorable mention for Woodland Forest Buddies. I remember the judges spent a little time on this one. They're really enamored with the characters and, employing them into a pattern. Very nice. And some more applications. Including bedding.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention, Julia Mead for Forest Love. Here's this illustration in black and white. Little preliminary and how it appears on a t-shirt design. And then a color version. And honorable mention to Harold, a 2K Fu, right? And Harold,
I think so. Yeah.
you're gonna help me with that one?
I think Atu Kefu, but I may be wrong as well. But
Atu Kefu. Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. All right. Fisherman Child.
So just a little bit about that. So he is in my portfolio. So he actually wrote this thing. So not only the book illustration, but it's also written by him, and we tweaked it and changed colors and stuff in portfolio. So,
Yeah, really a nice style.
Mhm.
Very
Sean
nice.
Hines again. Yeah.
Yeah, here we have Sean Heinz again. Honorable mention for Goof Off Day.
So it's I think the project was to create something around a made up holiday, and he chose Goof Off Day.
Off Day. All right.
It's a really interesting piece, as you can see. So this is like printed, and then it opens up like that. So look at that.
Excellent. Stephanie Walker, honorable mention and illustration for Gilbert Comes Home. Oh, okay. Is this one of your classes?
This is from cartooning.
Cartooning.
I think Zach's class. So,
Okay. So there's a storyline here,
mhm.
right?
I mean, like great, like again, simple black and white, but like amazing.
Yeah, the balance of black and white, no grayscale. Very powerful.
Mhm.
Yeah, so good. Joseph Herman, and this is in a one of the introductory classes, Drawing for Design, a sequential drawing where you have 6 frames to demonstrate an action. You tell essentially a short story just in 6 frames, single figure. And Lynn McCready for One Reality.
Yeah, so
this is motion, a motion graphic.
so we'll play the campaign that she created using illustration. So I think this was again in fall 2020, so election time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Emerging designer. Go ahead, Brian. Let's see who the emerging designer is.
Okay. Yeah, this is a nice touch that you've added to a portfolio presentation. Recognizing somebody in one of the first couple of semesters, Tristan Arlos, seasonal landscapes. And I don't know that these have any particular purpose. You know, there's no application for them. It's just example of digital illustration, and it looks like it's all done in Illustrator, I take it.
Yeah, and then if I remember correctly, the entry said that this was actually created in digital graphic applications.
Oh, okay.
Not really from an illustration.
Very nice.
That was even more impressive.
Nice change of color palette from one to the other.
Enter.
Very good. Okay, first place in illustration. Here we go.
Print.
Donkey and Flea. I love this one. We have another after this. Is that it, Gautam?
Yeah, we have first place for motion. Yeah, it's also print and motion for illustration.
This is just too funny. Donkey and Flea. Developing two characters and then telling little stories that take place in these cards. They are like greeting cards, I guess is the best way to describe it. Fist bump.
Yeah, that's the packaging.
The whole collection and the packaging for the collection of cards. And some peripheral items like a coffee cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so first place, illustration.
Motion.
Motion.
By fiction. By fiction. There we go.
Yeah. So we'll play the animation or the video.
Okay.
I think we have the last set of videos now. We'll just quickly play through those and. Hello, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Robin, and I am pursuing the associate's degree for graphic design at College of DuPage.
So what is next for you, Robin, like after graduating from COD?
So I plan to go straight into looking for a job.
Wow, great. Can you talk about one of the pieces that you have in your portfolio that you're really proud of?
Yes, so one piece I'm very proud of is my packaging design for a collection of eyeshadow with a dessert theme. I just had a lot of fun doing this. I love illustration, so the opportunity to include that in my designs is, the best for me.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty good piece.
Thank you.
So beyond using computers, what are like traditional graphic design tools that you really like or that you use all the time?
So, every artist needs to have a good pencil. And my favorite pencil that I use is called the Graph Gear 1000, made by Pentel. This is the best pencil I have ever used. And I've used a lot of pencils. So the unique feature of this pencil is that it can retract the tip. And that's something you don't see in a lot of pencils. And this is a very, very convenient feature. So that's my favorite tool.
Well, I hope you get a sponsorship for that. You were like a good spokesperson for.
I think I deserve it. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Kara Jacobson. I'm pursuing a degree in graphic design, interactive media.
So what is the next step for you, like after graduating from COD?
The next step for me, I'm currently working. I've been at this job for about 2 years, so I'm hoping to get a promotion once I graduate or start working within like the web development team. That's my goal.
Well, that's a great goal.
Thanks.
Can you show us like one of the pieces that you're really proud of from your portfolio?
Yeah, so one of the pieces I'm really proud of is my Maestro app. This app is for local musicians who are looking to collaborate with other local musicians. This is the homepage. This is basically what you would see when you first log in. Let's say you want to find someone to join your band. You can click on this button right here, and you'll see all of the artists in your area. You can filter by the music type of music they play or the instrument that they play. You can also sample their music from this page. And once you find an artist you're interested in, you can click on their profile and you'll see all of their music that they've produced. So once you click on one of their songs, you can listen to the song. And if you like it, you can click this button right here to message the artist. And this is basically where you type out your message and ask for a collaboration. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So if you were given a billboard where you can only place a message, what message would you place on that billboard?
There's this quote that I really like. The quote is, "You are allowed to be a work in progress and a masterpiece simultaneously." I really like that quote. I think it's a good reminder to everyone that even if they're working towards their goals or even if they're not where they want to be in life, they're still great, and they always will be great, even though they're working towards their goals.
Hi, could you briefly talk about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jessica Law. I'm graduating from COD with the Associates in Graphic Design.
And Jessica, what is the next step for you, like after COD?
After COD, my plan is to either find a full-time job working or try my hand at freelancing.
Okay. Well, today's your lucky day. So let's say we are at an interview and you could show me only one piece. What would that piece be?
So the one piece I have is a product development project that I did for one of my Digital Illustration 3 class. So in this project, we had to like design illustrations, and so this is what the illustration is, and then apply it to actual products. We tried making different patterns. So these are a couple patterns. So like we had to like design each pattern and create those. We also created our own custom fonts. Wow. And with those fonts and the patterns, we had to apply them to actual products. So these are like some mock-ups that I made for my illustrations. And then we had to incorporate our fonts into all of them also.
Really impressive.
Thank you.
So Jessica, what is your design superpower?
My design superpower, you could say, is patience.
Well, you need a lot of that for a designer. So
yeah, especially when working with a lot of clients. Patience is key. But like also illustration is another one of my big superpowers, because while working through this program, we worked with multiple clients and we had to do work with teams where we had to adapt to each other's illustration styles based on what the clients chose. So it was kind of cool trying to break out of our own comfort zone and like learning other styles.
Thank you. Could you talk a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Mante Litvinskaite, and I'm studying graphic design degree here at COD.
Monte, after you graduate, what do you want to do after that?
Well, hopefully my plan is to get a job in the graphic design field after I graduate COD.
Well, when you're at that job interview and you could only show one piece, what would that piece be?
One of my favorite pieces that I did is called Bioluminescent Creatures. It's 4 iconizations that I did for an oceanarium. So as you can see here, the 4 pieces. One is anglerfish, an octopus, a jellyfish, and a coral. Here I have my sketches.
Cool.
Black and white pieces.
Mm-hmm.
The color version. 4 banners that I created. A mock-up of the banners. One in a museum. And one on a hoodie.
So like during the pandemic, all of us have been at home. We're trying to learn new things. Is there a new skill that you picked up?
I did. I picked up resin art as my new skill. It's more of a hands-on. This is what I have made. So it's one of the things that I enjoy doing so far in the pandemic.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Kay Luke, and I'm studying my Associates of Graphic Design.
So Kay, I know you're graduating. What is your plan beyond COD?
My plan after graduating COD is to apply to NIU to continue the graphic design program to get my bachelor's.
Can you show us one of the pieces that you really like from your portfolio?
One of my projects that I enjoyed doing was an illustrated 3-piece postcards. I started in Dig 2 and I never got to completely render them or digitize them. So it was fun going back through it to digitize them and bring more life to the piece and make them look a lot more cleaner.
Great. So Kay, we've been critiquing and we've been spending a lot of time in the portfolio seminar class. Is there somebody else's, like another student's piece that you really like?
While looking at the critiques, I really liked Robin's They Draw and Cook piece that she did. Changes she made during critique was really nice too. I really liked how it was so cute and the colors looked really nice. I would have liked to have done that project also.
Cool. Yeah, that was a really good piece. Thank you. Okay, design system. So this is, again, a new category this year where we were getting a lot of entries which we're using, different multiple categories. Like you would design an identity, you will do illustration, do packaging. So this is like a category where you can submit that. Honorable mentions for design systems. Team Goldmine for backstage at Waterloo. So again, we talked about this project before. Great outcome, working with 2 different other classes. Great project management from this team. Creating a menu that goes with the takeout meal. These are the different teams. Allergy information of the food. And then, of course, as I said before, I think they created something like 65 or 70 different illustrations for the bingo cards. And they, as people who bought the food, they went home and they played bingo virtually on Zoom while eating that. So. More of that. That is Team Goldmine. Steve, Jacqueline, Jessica, and Ayla. Another honorable mention for Team Goldmine. This is for Sandhill Coffee. Again, we featured the project when we were talking about Graphic Design 4. So everything from like identity, illustration, creating banners, creating
the food truck, in everything. So it was like amazing project that came out of that class. So congratulations again, Team Goldmine. And the first place for design system goes to Jennifer Rife again. Yay Cafe. So started with illustration, again, interesting typography, hand-created typography, interesting choice of color, setting up like a whole system of like how the identity would be applied and also how typography and colors will be applied. Creating print ads for 2 different personas. So they had to do a lot of research, come up with 2 different personas for the same brand, create separate brand for each persona. Just a mock-up of that. And then also create separate social media campaign for both personas. So this is for the first persona and the second persona here. Application in terms of like employee uniform. Again, like really interesting secondary graphics, playful graphics and colors. And then application on packaging for juice bottles. Application on takeout. So again, that's why this is like, judges really loved it, because they saw this was like one design work that applied this. So this created this whole universe or system which was applied throughout the brand. More packaging. And then we're now going to move on to the big final like awards, so portfolios for 2021, and also the Rising Star Award, which is a new award this year. So we have 2 new awards. So new award this year for portfolios 2021 goes to my cat Cheese. This is like him looking at me through the door while I'm working here, while I'm teaching you guys. So he gets the GOAT Award, the greatest of all time.
Whoa, wait a minute. What about my dog?
Well, I actually heard him. He was actually, I think he's attending the ceremony as we speak, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in here.
Yeah, so your dog gets the award too. And again, like these are difficult times. We've been working from home, not seeing people. So whatever like emotional support we have, whatever like pets.
Oh yeah, they are very supportive.
Yeah. So.
And now thoroughly spoiled because we're home all the time, and that's what they expect.
Yeah. He's called Cheese because he's from Green Bay, a big Green Bay Packers fan. And he has taken portfolio twice. He took it last spring because he was with me when I was teaching portfolio, and he took it again. So of course he gets the GOAT Award for that. So jokes aside, the new award for this year, as you may have already guessed, the Rising Star Award goes to Sean Hines.
Wow.
Again, I think he submitted entries to pretty much every category, and most of his entries were shot listed. And as you saw, that he's already won a lot of like emerging star or category awards or honorable mention. So he was the choice. And judges felt like he would be something to really look forward to. If he's taking portfolio next year, like, he is a rising star in the department now.
Excellent.
The final.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so we'll go 1 and 1. So you'll announce the first one, then I'll do the second one, and so on for this.
Okie doke. Honorable mentions for portfolio. First, Sarah Belog. Beautiful work, such a variety of work, a lot of diversity in her portfolio. Excellent work with both illustration and type. And Gautam, this is yours.
Yeah, so Steve Jordan, and again, we've seen his pieces before as honorable mention or something that won an award. So La Dolce Vita, again, a great layout piece, and then Sandhill Coffee and Backstage as team projects. And then again, like Nona's Italian Kitchen, I know that didn't really win an award, but it was a pretty great layout. It's a menu for an
Mhm.
Italian kitchen.
Yeah, I like that one. Lloyd Smedron. And I don't, other than portfolio seminar, I don't think I've had Lloyd in any of my classes, but I'm just always impressed with his work. I think that essay cover, which I started in graphic design 4 decades ago, and every year it's a really challenging project. I really like that particular cover.
And I know there's that piece at the bottom with the eye and the pendulum, which is actually an animation and it's hypnotizing. Like whenever we play that, it's an interesting piece. So, Nona Burkanoa for again creating interesting pieces, whether it was like layout for the print or for the web. Then again, like contributing in Whiplash, and then she did this like squeeze for like truck. I think it was for different types of juices that they were serving. And then again, a good mix of illustration and layout, digital as well as like print applications.
And Jennifer Reif. Boy, we've been seeing her work all night too, right? And I'd just like to say, take the opportunity now to say thanks so much for your work on Portfolios 2021. And I know, having been involved with Portfolios night of the portfolio event for so many years, it's always a competition, right? People submit their designs and then somebody wins and they find out what they're in for, because it expands and it's a lot of work, and I think that you did a really great job this year.
So
first place. This is it.
Yeah, this is it. This is the last award. Brian, go ahead. I'll have you announce it.
Wow, really? Yeah. Okay, here we go. First place portfolio goes to Julia Mead.
Congratulations, Julia.
Well deserved. Every single one of her projects I thought was just perfect. Really, really nice work. Hitting the nail on the head every time. And Gautam.
Yeah.
You have any comments?
I haven't had the opportunity to work with her or have her in my class, but other than we did some workshops during portfolio. But when I started seeing entries from her, I was really amazed and impressed. Again, great all-around portfolio with icons, logos, illustrations, layout, anything you can think of. And
every aspect of what we do in the program. Yes, I agree. Oh boy.
That's it for tonight. Thank you everyone for sticking around. And this is Graphic Design at COD's, our Behance and Instagram page. So follow us, look at more work from all the graduating class as well as other students. Email me if you have questions, especially if you want to meet me for advising. Hope you had a great semester. And Brian, any parting words?
Well, this is the time when the presentation's over and we get down off of the stage and walk around and congratulate everybody, and then everybody says, "Hey, Mr. Blevins, are you going to we're all going over to whatever that bar was, the restaurant with the bar, and we'd all go over there and meet for a little bit." So I miss that, like we miss so many things, is being in touch with the people and face to face saying great work and congratulations. But we're limited in what we can do. I am confident that we'll be back to where we should be next time.
Mhm.
Beautiful work, though, guys. Go forth, do well. Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you. So that's going to be it from us. Any questions there that we need to take up?
Yeah, we got a few, it looks like, yeah. Anthony Ramos, our
Dean,
assistant, I guess, temporary and interim dean. Says, great event, guys. So awesome to see our students work. And the rest are just comments like, ha, ha, ha. Great job, cheese.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I guess that wraps it up.
Yep.
Thank you, Gautam.